Yo, what's up guys, this is Zuba King here, and I would like to preface this video with, if you don't like my random videos like the waffle video, then you probably should leave because this video is just about as random as it gets. So, the second preface to this video is horses are strange creatures, and I'll explain why. So, in the thumbnail you said you saw Zuba King rides a horse, and I just was thinking about this one time when I was a child, a small child. I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I was like vibing, and my cousins were like, yo, you want to go ride a horse? I'm like, well, what? A horse? I mean, I'd probably seen like 2 horses in my life at this point, and I'm just like, you want me to go ride one of these things? I mean, they're already like 3 times my size, if not more, and you want me to sit on top of it? I am not about to go get kicked. But me being the innocent child I was, went along, and we got to the place, and it was like, hey, you want to ride a horse? I was like, well, do I have to pay? And they're like, oh, no, it's fine. I'm like, what? Okay, I assumed someone else paid, but I was a kid. I didn't understand. And so they plopped me on the horse. They made me ride this they made me wear this really ugly helmet. I was just like, okay, whatever. And then they're like, hey, kick the horse and it will go. I'm like, wait, excuse me, you want me to kick this thing too? I'm like, hold on. If I got on top of you and I kicked you, would you move? No. So what do you expect the horse to do? The horse is just going to get angry. But again, me being a child I was, went ahead, kicked the horse, and it moved. I was like, well, that was easy. I didn't kick it hard. I was just like tapping it, I guess. I'm like, these horses are certainly not people, because if I got kicked, I would not be moving. I'd be like, yo, why the heck did you just kick me? And so I was going along my trail. I was like, this isn't actually that bad. I mean, obviously a car would be better, but I was like, a child. I couldn't drive, so I was like, hey, I could just buy a horse, and then I could walk around town on my horse, and it'd be like, that's great. But then I was like, well, so far all I've done is walk in a straight line. How the heck do I turn? So then the person was like, well, you see, if you pull on this rope, it will turn the horse. I'm like, well, that's great. This is even easier than a steering wheel. I don't have to actually turn. I just pull on it. Then I realized, hold on, the horse is like biting this rope. I'm like, you mean to tell me I have to like yank this thing down the horse's throat? That's just toxic. I'm like, if somebody stuck a rope in my mouth and pulled it, I would not be turning. Just like the kicking thing. I mean, this horse thing is just wrong, okay? No, I mean, no offense to anyone who owns a horse, but like, if I was the horse, I would not be very happy with them. But again, I decided I'll listen to you, right? So I did, and the horse turned. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get myself a horse so that I can, go around town, get ice cream when I want, just walk all around town. And I'm like, this is wonderful because I don't have to have a car. I don't have to wait till I can drive. It's just great. I get to vibe around on my horse. And, we get going. They're like, all right, now we're actually going to ride the horse. I'm like, well, what do you call what I've been doing? I mean, I've already been riding this horse for like at least 5 minutes now. I'm a master, all right? I could literally go compete in the Olympics for whatever you do on a horse in the Olympics. And they're like, all you've done is walk around a little bit. Now we actually are going on a trail. I'm like, you mean the dirt that I was on is not a trail? I'm pretty sure dirt qualifies as a trail. But apparently it doesn't. So they're like, go into the forest with your horse. I'm like, dude, I'm like 10. You want me to go alone in a forest with a horse? And they're like, no. Everyone's going. I'm like, oh, that's much, much better. I'm like, I ain't about to go into a forest alone with a horse. That could potentially just step on me if it got angry. Which I was already like, yanking the thing in his mouth. I mean, if I was a horse, I'd be angry already. I'd been angry 10 minutes ago. But regardless, I went to the forest. And I'm like, this isn't half bad. It'd be cooler if we were riding the horse, through town. But heck, a forest is just as cool. So I'm going in the forest, and this horse is not mad at me for some reason, even though I would be very mad, because like, it's not like I'm good at riding the horse or anything. If I was good, the horse would be like, oh, this is great, this dude's actually smart. But I was just like this incompetent child. They're like, I'm just going to throw this kid off the first second I get. But they didn't. I got a nice horse, apparently. If I was a horse, I would not be a nice horse, alright? So if you ever see a horse named Zuba King, stay away from it, okay? Because it's either me in disguise, like I'm wearing a horse costume, or else they had really, really, really big issues, and they really like my channel. Regardless, if it's named Zuba King, stay away from that horse. Stay away, far away. I'm telling you, run. Just take off running, get back in your car, in your helicopter, and go hide under a volcano. Get away from that horse, alright? Regardless, though, that's not the problem here. I don't think anyone's actually named their horse Zuba King. We got on the trail, and I was vibing, me and my horse were like, yo, we're bonded. It's been 5 minutes. I've sat on this horse for a good 5 minutes. It's seen me in my ugly helmet, and you know what? We're bonded. We're cool. We're bros now. And this was before my YouTube channel, but I would have given him, like, all my gems. Alright, we were bonded. And we get going, and all of a sudden, my horse just gets slow. I'm like, dude, go faster. And he's like, no, even though horses can't talk. And he just stops, and he's just like, runs into a tree. Okay, he didn't run into a tree. He just walked off the trail into the actual woods. Okay, at this point, we've just been on a nice trail. And it decides to walk into the woods and just start eating this tree. And I'm like, bro, this is not the time for eating. Because while my horse was eating, everyone else just left. Okay? Everyone else is gone on the trail, and I'm just like, I'm in the middle of the woods with a horse that apparently doesn't get fed ever because it's eating a tree. I'm like, if I'm a horse, I would rather, like, not eat than eat a tree, okay? Maybe the bush is like waffles to the horse. I'm like, hey, maybe that bush was like a fine bush, you know what I mean? Like, I don't remember what it looked like, but I'm sure that to a horse, that was like a nice plate of chocolate waffles, like from last weird video, alright? So I respected the horse's opinion, and I decided, well, you know what? We're just going to go with it. So I eventually got the horse to stop eating. I caught up with the rest of the group. And, you know, a couple more times the horse broke free and ate more grass. And I was just like, I am tired of this. So after a long journey, me and the horse, we parted ways. And I never saw that horse again. It's probably still alive. I don't know. For all I know, that horse is long gone. It's been like years. Whatever. If you liked this video, though, comment down below. And you know what? I had a really, really great time making this video. And if you like to see more weird, random stories that I have from my existence, please let me know. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have an outstanding day, and I'll see you in the zoo.